The Kentucky Wildcats are often seen as a college basketball powerhouse, expected to remain in the top 10 for the next 25 years, a reputation they've built not just recently, but for many decades. However, what if I told you that a prominent projection actually places them behind their in-state rivals, Louisville, over this extended period? This notion alone is bound to stir some debate. Kentucky's legacy is undeniable. Anyone familiar with college basketball would instinctively rank the Wildcats among the elite programs, a tradition they have maintained consistently. Although no program can guarantee success every single season or avoid missteps in coaching hires, the Wildcats usually find themselves in winning positions year after year. For instance, the hiring of Mark Pope raised eyebrows at first because it deviated from Kentucky's usual high-profile coaching decisions. But Pope's inaugural season proved the doubters wrong as he led the team to 8 victories over top 15 opponents, tying an NCAA record, and a return to the Sweet 16 stage for the first time since 2019. Building on that momentum, Pope has assembled one of the most talented and deepest teams in college basketball for the 2025-26 season. This roster includes the return of all-SEC guard Otega Oweh, among others. The investment in this squad is significant, backed by some of the university's most influential boosters, highlighting strong internal support for Pope's vision. Looking back, CBS Sports ranked Kentucky as the 6th best program of the past 25 years, trailing behind Duke, Kansas, UConn, North Carolina, and Michigan State. CBS's analyst Kyle Boone pointed out that Kentucky had the 4th most wins since 2000 and holds the distinction of being the top SEC team, just missing the elite top 5. Kentucky is also one of only a dozen programs to have won a national title since 2000, clinching the championship in 2012, and boasts 9 regular season SEC titles during this span. But here's where it gets controversial. When projecting the next 25 years, Kentucky, now coached by Pope, is predicted to rank 9th overall, not the top echelon many expect. Boone emphasizes that Kentucky's future success will hinge on player development, roster depth, and skillful leveraging of the transfer portal. This marks a sharp departure from the one-and-done superstar pipeline established by former coach John Calipari. While Boone doubts that Kentucky will return to a consistent top 5 program status, he believes the team will remain competitive and might win a championship or two. Before jumping to conclusions, keep in mind this is one journalist's perspective. There's ample room for disagreement, and many fans will have strong opinions, especially questioning Louisville's higher ranking and some other surprising placements. Here's the projected top 25 list for the next quarter century. 1. Kansas. 2. Duke. 3. Louisville. 4. Alabama. 5. Indiana. 6. North Carolina. 7. Michigan. 8. UConn. 9. Kentucky. 10. Houston. 11. Texas Tech. 12. Purdue. 13. Florida. 14. Arizona. 15. BYU. 16. Auburn. 17. Texas. 18. UCLA. 19. Maryland. 20. Illinois. 21. Gonzaga. 22. Michigan State. 23. Ohio State. 24. Wisconsin. 25. Memphis. No surprise to see Kansas and Duke leading the pack, teams with rich traditions and resources. However, placing Louisville at number 3 raises eyebrows. The reasoning credits coach Pat Kelsey for bouncing back after some setbacks following Kenny Payne's tenure. But Kelsey's 0-5 NCAA tournament record undercuts the confidence you might expect for such a high ranking. Even fans who appreciate Kelsey's impact might find ranking Louisville above perennial power Kentucky a tough pill to swallow. Then there's Alabama at number 4. Nate Oates, the current coach, has steered the program to unprecedented heights for a school known primarily for football. Yet projecting this success over 25 years assumes he or his successors can maintain interest and investment in basketball. Not a certainty when other programs might lure coaches or players away. The longevity of such success remains an open question. Some choices feel more speculative, like Indiana's number 5 ranking, attributed mainly to vibes around first-year coach Darian DeVries, or North Carolina's hopeful revival after parting ways with Hubert Davis. Michigan's optimistic positioning leans on Dusty May's coaching promise, And UConn's regard depends heavily on Dan Hurley, who himself considered leaving coaching recently. For a projection spanning a quarter century, these picks seem overly reliant on uncertain future trajectories and short-term optimism. Understanding the criteria helps make sense of these rankings. The list weighs past achievements, program history, current resource allocation, and coaching leadership. Kentucky's past success is monumental, the winningest program in college basketball history. Plus, their roster investments and planned facility upgrades, including a new practice gym and an entertainment district in Lexington, show a commitment to long-term excellence unmatched by most others. Whether Mark Pope remains at the helm or a new coach takes over, Kentucky's infrastructure is poised for continued success in the coming decades. Other programs on this list might find themselves wishing they had such advantages when Kentucky's future competitors arrive. So, if you ask me, that ranking seems off, unless we're talking about the number of banners hanging in the rafters next spring. But what do you think? Is this a fair call, or did CBS and Kyle Boone get it wrong? And what about Louisville sneaking ahead of Kentucky? Deserved or ridiculous? I'd love to hear your take in the comments below. Let's get the debate rolling.